We're going over soccer power shot technique in this video. We're going to be showing you how to shoot a soccer ball with power and accuracy. We're going to be going over a few of the different techniques that you can use and how to learn and practice each one of these techniques. Being able to shoot the ball both hard and accurately either from distance or closer towards the goal is a very valuable skill that will help you create more chances and score more goals in your matches. In this video, I want to give you some examples of the different types of techniques you can use in order to have a power shot, and I'm also going to break down how each one of them works so that you can start practicing them and start learning the techniques. So the first thing I want to mention about technique is it will depend sometimes on the size of your foot. So for example, I have size 12 feet, meaning I actually need to angle my foot slightly when I try and hit the ball with my laces. Players with smaller feet don't always have to angle their foot and can usually hit the ball more dead on with their foot. But if you were like me with bigger feet, you can't do that because your foot would hit into the ground if you tried to hit it dead on. So if you do have bigger feet, practice angling your foot slightly in order to get power on your shots. Now, although there are slight variations in technique, they all have a similar purpose in mind. And that purpose is to get good connection on the ball. So the general idea behind each technique is to hit the center of the ball or close to the middle, which will prevent there being much spin and it will prevent the ball from going too high or too low. Each technique requires you to also lock your ankle, which is just going to help you hit the ball harder. It's also going to make sure you hit the ball more sweetly as well. For most techniques, you're also going to want to have your plant foot facing in the direction you're aiming. If you try and aim in one direction but you have your plant foot aiming in the opposite direction, it's going to be really difficult to be accurate. Next is swing speed and your follow-through. This is where the slight variations in technique appear. There are different types of follow-throughs and how fast you swing your foot for different techniques. For example, there are follow-throughs where you take a longer time and land on your kicking foot, and then there are follow-throughs where you don't land on your kicking foot at all and you stay planted with your plant foot. There are also techniques like Ronaldo's shooting technique where he takes a very quick swipe. I found that each technique has its own place and that it's really good to learn more than one because in certain situations you might find that you're more comfortable using one technique over another. For example, when I need to turn and shoot quickly, I find using the quick swiping technique much more effective than just keeping my foot planted or trying to do a long, drawn-out swing. Experiment with all of these techniques and figure out which one you're more comfortable with first so you can figure out what your default power shot technique is. And then play around with the other techniques so at least you know how to do them just in case a situation arises where you need it. Obviously, to get any of these techniques down, you need to practice, 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 and there's many ways to do this. You can of course just shoot on net, but I think there are many more effective and efficient ways to practice your power shooting. Now, if all you have is a net, one thing you can do is simply get closer to the net and practice your technique over and over and over again. Now, this doesn't need to be a soccer net. If you can't find a soccer net, you can really find anything else that you can shoot against where it allows you to retrieve the ball very quickly. That being said, my favorite surface to shoot against is a wall because this allows the ball to come right back to you, reset and shoot again, come back to you, reset and shoot again. I find this allows you to work on your shooting technique more, you get in more repetitions, and it's overall just more efficient because you're not chasing the ball down if you miss, and you don't have to keep on collecting your balls. It also has the added advantage of you only needing one ball to do this. This way you don't need to have a bag of balls, you can just have one football, go to a wall, and practice your shooting.